guys, and welcome to another video with me, your favorite Shadow Priest, Razor. Guys, in this video I just wanted to have a look at some of the changes, or maybe the change because it was singular, that came about in the new patch, and I wanted to discuss a little bit about what I thought of this change, and also you know, how really it helps us as Shadow Priests and how it helps the gameplay that's currently happening at the moment. Guys, what I wanted to say is, really, I mean, I was a little bit, not even a little bit, I was very disappointed, if I'm honest, with the way that Blizzard has done everything, because instead of actually showing us a real commitment, you know, to rework a class that maybe isn't working, to do something about all the complaints and all the rerolls and all the forums, instead these guys at Blizzard, they are, you know, playing the American game where if something doesn't work, just throw more at it and it should be okay. And that's exactly what they have done. I'm not saying, you know, that all Americans are like that. I'm just saying the fact that Blizzard are just playing the lazy game at the moment. And I don't think anybody can deny that, simply because to fix a problem that they have put there in the first place, they think that it's easier to just increase the numbers and that it'll be okay and it'll fix everything. And what I mean by that basically is the fact that they've given us more armor to shadow form, increased it by 100% as opposed to 60, so they're giving us 40% more armor, although it clearly does not show it there because I think, again, maybe due to some laziness, they still haven't changed the icon script. Now guys, what I wanted to talk about is what exactly the change has made and what effect has taken on us as Shadow Priests. Now, as you can see here, I mean, the armor at the moment that we're on is 56.6 or 56.06, which is a significant amount of damage reduction from physical schools. If you were to take off this amount, you simply be getting a 38.95, which is already a huge amount. If you obviously accompany that with the fact that we have resilience in the game, and at the same time we'll get more damage mitigation from physical schools when it comes to our inner fire. Now at the moment I have glyphed inner fire, so it gives me 50% more, so overall I get 90% out of just a 60%. Now shadow form, if you put shadow form on, this goes up to 59, increases the damage by 56 to 56.06 damage mitigation, which is a massive increase of 17.65. 17.65 damage mitigation from physical schools. Now, a lot of you guys might be asking, how exactly does this change what we do in terms of gameplay in the game? Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it definitely gives us more survivability. As I said before, it isn't the right way to approach it. I think we need it to be reworked as a Shadow Priest to give us a little bit more mobility. Not change the whole class, because I think the class does work. Maybe other classes need to be toned down as opposed to the priest to be brought up a level. But at the same time, I think to just give us more numbers on one stat to try and fix the problem is kind of shooting blind, spraying and praying, making sure that at least something is done so that people stop ranting. It's not going to happen. I think people are still going to rant because Shadow Priest is still not up to scratch with or on level with the rest of the classes in games, such as mages. I mean, if we take mages into consideration for 1 second, they have been reworked twice in this expansion, as opposed to the priests who have not really had a rework at all. We've had nerf after nerf after nerf, and this is the first real kind of answer to all the complaints and to all the forum comments where they've kind of given something back to the priest as opposed to taking it away. Now, what I was going to say is this doesn't really have a massive increase on survivability. It does give us damage mitigation against physical schools. 17.6% is the difference between what we have without shadow form and what we have in terms of armor with shadow form in damage mitigation from physical schools. Now, if we consider the Mage's molten armor, which has 16% flat rate damage mitigation from physical schools, we get 17.6, so 1.5% more just from our shadow form. Now, we also have inner fire, which gives us 60% more armor. If you glyph it, it gives you another 50%, which is 30%. Sorry, 30, which is half of the 60 that you originally get, so 50% more, which brings it to 90. Altogether, if you have a look, we're basically getting, although the the icon does say 60, is that it is actually 100, so we get 190% more armor. That's almost twice more armor than we have just from the items. Now, if you throw in something with a little bit extra armor, you could probably bring it up to 200%, but that's not really something we're looking to do. It does work. I've tested this, and it gives us a little bit more damage mitigation. It allows us to actually withstand the normal attacks. Let's say when classes in the past, for example, when you druids would attack you and just take you down so easily with just dots, or warriors or monks, and they can kind of maintain this amount of damage. Now it's kind of a little bit more difficult. Now that we have a little bit more mitigation, now that we have that 17.6 extra mitigation for physical schools, they will need to work their CDs and rotate around us properly and play skillfully to be able to completely wipe us off the board. However, having said that, we still don't have the mobility, we still do not have the peels. That has not really been changed at all. That has not even been acknowledged or looked at, and we still struggle when it comes to us being kind of mobile, being able to get peels, and also just having more CC that actually can be used more effectively, if we put it right. As I said before in my previous rant, it is about psychic horror. I just wish they would change psychic horror in some way to make it a little bit more useful. Having said that, guys, I want to just finally comment on the fact that I know a lot of the time I'm not able to get to or answer some of the comments that I get on my videos. I'm really sorry about that. If you live in London, England, it's a very hectic life. Everything is so busy always, and if you work in England, it's just difficult to try and kind of get to your computer and actually make these videos. But I'm so determined to make the videos. I'm so determined to continue doing this, and I really urge you guys to never stop playing Shadow Priest, because I think this change that we've had now, this little bit of a change, a little bit of a buff that we've got together with the balanced druids, has kind of shown us that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because they don't want to completely remove Shadow Priests, as some people were rumoring at the time. They want to completely rework Shadow Priest and make it a non-DPS kind of spec or something like that, which I was really disappointed in seeing. But luckily, I think with this change, they do want to make us stronger, more obviously more survival, and hopefully in the near future with the coming expansion we'll get a lot more change, a lot more positivity, and will be a great class to play again. And hopefully we won't be hit so hard with the nerf bat again and again and again in the next expansion. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more focus on Shadow Priests, and a little bit more lore on Shadow Priests as well, which would be very much appreciated, because we'd like to get to the knowledge of how Shadow Priests came to be. So guys, thank you so much for all the feedback. Please do look out and stay tuned for the next upcoming videos. I am going to be making videos with duels with the new armor. Obviously not that it's going to have an effect, but I'm going to be doing them with spellcasters, because I think I've focused a lot of my other videos around melee. But now I want to do spellcasters, I want to do mages, warlocks, elemental shamans, and so on. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what class you find most difficult. I'm already guessing that it's probably going to be a mage, but let me know if it is otherwise. And I'll hopefully post in the next week or so my next dueling video with mage, warlock, and so on. Thank you guys for staying tuned. Thank you guys for subscribing, and all the feedback has been absolutely amazing, and I'm answering as much of your messages, and I'm trying to help as many people as possible when it comes for asking for advice. For anybody who wants to know about my add-ons, I do actually have an add-ons video, which I haven't really changed in terms of my interface. It's still the same because I think it works perfectly for me. So watch my add-ons video. If you want to know about macros, I have made a macros video as well, so go ahead and check that out. And anything else you guys might need, just let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.